If the Smart Fortwo is the perfect city car, then with full electric drive, it could well become even more perfect. Potentially, what we have here is the ideal combination for urban mobility.
It's hard to imagine a better starting point for electric propulsion than this. The Fortwo has always been uncompromisingly designed for the city, the perfect playground for electric cars where journeys are punctuated by stop-start traffic and usually quite short. That usually alleviates the need for the extended driving range that would be delivered by a big, expensive battery. That's not needed so much here because there are usually plenty of recharging points in this Smart's preferred habitat. And because it has very little mass to move around, its compact battery pack, which is stored out of the way beneath the floor, can, in theory at least, get it quite a long way. Or at least a long way in town terms. I mean, in this era of Tesla technology, it's tempting to sneer at a quoted 100-mile driving range, especially given that such official figures are always about 25% higher than those you actually get. Actually, though, that return isn't too bad when you consider that it's delivered using such a small 17.6 kilowatt-hour battery. Now, this approach keeps this Smart affordable, light and agile, and those are all essential Fortwo attributes. And it makes it surprisingly quick too, as you'd expect it might be, with 81 bhp and 160 newton-meters of torque, all available all at once from a standstill via the single-speed auto gearbox. As usual with the Fortwo, the short wheelbase means that the car does rather crash over speed humps and through deeper potholes, and it is certainly somewhat out of its comfort zone beyond the city limits. But if you can live with that, there's a purity to the electric drive package in the way that it delivers everything you need and nothing you don't. Styling-wise, full electric cars tend to be divided into a couple of categories. There are those that like to trumpet their eco-minded credentials with futuristic design, and then there are models like this Fortwo electric drive that restrict references to their milk float mobility mandate to subtle, or as in this case, not quite so subtle, badging. As we've said elsewhere in this film, this technology is fitted to all three of the Smart brand's body styles, most practically with the 5-door 4.4 hatch and the Fortwo Coupe. For this test, though, we've chosen to try it in Fortwo Cabrio form, where it creates rather a unique confection. This is the only electric Cabrio model on the market. Let's move to the rear. With everything open, there's an amazingly TARDIS-like cargo bay. Boot space is unaffected by the electric drive powertrain because the battery is tucked away beneath the car. With both Fortwo body styles, luggage room to the window line is rated at 260 litres, while if you load up to the roof, there's 350 litres in a Fortwo Coupe and 340 in this Cabrio model. Now at the wheel, the spatial surprises continue, and you quickly find yourself wondering how on earth something so diminutively small outside can feel so large and airy within. The cabin of this electric drive variant has hardly been changed at all over that of an ordinary combustion engine Smart. In fact, the only initially obvious difference is the way that this dinky little circular pod on the right of the dash top, which normally houses a rev counter and a clock, has been changed into a power meter that as you drive shows the charge you're using and the battery power remaining. Most eyes, though, will be drawn towards the centre console, which on electric drive models is dominated by this standard Smart media system, featuring a 7-inch touchscreen display and a TomTom navigation setup. Otherwise, your main tools of operating functionality are housed in the semicircular binnacle that you view through this 3-spoke leather-trimmed multifunction steering wheel. If you're planning to use the Smart Fortwo as its maker intended, it's difficult to see why you wouldn't want the electric drive version. This is, in summary, an uncompromising answer to the challenges of credibly ecological modern mobility, and it's actually a bit of fun too. What's not to like?